China, no doubt, makes everything from sewing to cars and sends it to the world, but it itself has a shortage of something that only and only America has. On April 2, 2025, American President Donald Trump comes to the media with a very large rate card in the White House. This rate card had the names of some countries and their tariff rate written on it. President Trump read out the rates of all the countries one by one, and a wave of fear spread throughout the world. Stock markets across the world, including America, crashed because it was a sign of a very big war. A war where weapons will be power and ammunition for that weapon will be money. Yes, we can also call it a trade war or tariff war. Donald Trump took such an indirect move that the world's most powerful trade country can bring China to its knees. If this is a trade war, then whose side will be heavy in it, China or America? To understand this matter correctly, we first know about tariffs. Most people think that tariffs are some kind of tax on other countries. But in reality, it is a kind of import duty that will apply only to products imported to America. That is, if America has imposed a tariff of 26% on India, it means that the products that will come from India will be taxed 26% in America. Similarly, according to Donald Trump's list, 29% tariff was imposed on Pakistan and China's name was written at the top of the list, at which 34% tariff was imposed. Imposing tariffs or import duty is not an abnormal thing. However, if you look at this list, India has already imposed a rate of 52% on America, 58% on Pakistan and 67% on China. The benefit of tariffs is not to earn money by imposing taxes on products for any country, but it is a way to save your local industry. For example, Harley-Davidson, which is a premium brand of American motorcycles, when this bike comes from America to India, the Indian government imposes 100% tax on it. Assume that the price of a Harley-Davidson model is Rs 1.5 lakh, and if it is not taxed in India, then this bike will be available in India at the price of a locally made Royal Enfield. So now when customers get both bikes at the same price, everyone will like to buy American brand bikes. This will cause a lot of damage to India's local bike industry. Therefore, by imposing tariffs or import tax, the bikes coming from abroad are deliberately made more expensive. There are many benefits to this. One is that the local industry continues to run, and the other is that foreign exchange is also saved. Because it is obvious that the American bike that will be imported will have to travel around the US dollar to send it to America. And this US dollar will create a shortage in India's foreign currency savings. Now, because the US has imposed tariffs, it means that the goods going from other countries to America will be taxed on them. And those things will be expensive in America. Because of which their sales in America will be low, and people will want to buy locally manufactured things from there. Like clothes from India and Pakistan are sold in American markets, but this cloth can also be made there. Due to the tax, there will be a shortage in India's and Pakistan's textile industry sales. But the most affected by Trump's tariffs is, in fact, it is also being said that Donald Trump actually had to target China. This is because by the year 2000, American products went all over the world. The status that China has now, that status used to be with America. But with time, not only America, but China took the business of the whole world to itself. Even the smallest thing is now made in China and exported to every corner of the world. Due to low labor, any product from China is so cheap that it can easily compete with the international market price. Globally, China is spread all over the world due to its products. And the local industry is disappearing. If you look at the trade between the USA and China, then in the year 2000, America imported goods worth $80 billion from China. And the same year, China imported goods worth $10 billion from America. And now the condition of 2025 is that America imports goods worth $440 billion from China every year. Where China imports goods worth $145 billion from America. Donald Trump says that this trade should be equal. That is, if we are buying goods worth $440 billion from China, then China should also buy the same. Whereas here, there is a difference of $295 billion. And this difference is called trade deficit. To equalize or reduce this trade deficit, Donald Trump has targeted China. This will mean that the products from China, which include the most smartphones, will increase their price to a considerable extent in America. And even in those smartphones, especially the Apple iPhone, which is actually an American product, but is made in China. When these products become expensive when ordered from China, their industries will disappear from China and shift back to America. This is what Donald Trump wants, but not China. You just see that all the products of the American tech giant Apple, from iPhone to Apple Watch, are mostly made in China. In addition, Tesla cars, Dell and HP laptops, Nike and Skechers shoes, Logitech and GoPro accessories, Black & Decker and Stanley products, and even toys from American companies like Mattel and Hasbro are also made in China. If all these companies wind up their own plants from China and come back to America, then America will have to order less than $200 billion worth of goods from China every year. And the trade deficit will be less than $295 billion and will only remain at $80 billion or $90 billion. But no doubt America will benefit on the one hand, but due to the high production costs in America, these products will become more expensive and these companies will suffer a loss. But it seems that Donald Trump wants to break China's monopoly at all costs. Then no doubt he would have to suffer the loss himself. On the other hand, China also does not want this to happen. And that's why when Trump increased taxes on China's products, China also imposed more taxes on American products. And now this matter seems to be taking the form of a trade war. Neither the Chinese president is backing down, nor does Donald Trump have any intention. Both countries have imposed so many taxes on each other that if anything comes from China for $10, it will now come at a double price. And this is also the case in China. But here it is to be seen who has the upper hand in these two powers. The one who survived this trade war for a long time is the winner. If you look at it, America imports most of the tech items from China, i.e., mobile phones, laptops, electronics, and toys. Even if these products are not imported for a while, it will not make much difference to America. Or if these products are imported from another country, they will become a little more expensive. But China asks America for something that is very difficult for China to survive without. Yes, and this product may cause a big problem for China in the coming months. Let's find out. China's total population is 141 crores, which is 315% more than the American population. It is obvious that more food is needed to feed this large population. And the most basic things are wheat and rice. But the problem is that China has only 13% of its entire agricultural land. That is, only 0.23 acres for every Chinese citizen. Most of the land is covered with wheat and rice so that basic food items do not have to be ordered from outside. But these are just basic items. China eats a lot of pig meat. So much so that China has the largest pig farming in the world. According to the records of the year 2024, China has more than 40 crores of pigs. That is, more than the population of humans in America. Pigs are found in China. The world's pork consumption is on one side and China's on the other. Now it is obvious that these 40 crore pigs also need something to eat. For this, they are given corns for sugar and soybeans for protein. Their feed contains 60% corns and 40% soybeans. 80% of the corn production is in China, while the remaining 20% has to be imported from Ukraine. But soybeans are a product that is only imported from America and Brazil. Every year, China imports 5 crore tons of soybeans from America for pig feed. And it is also difficult to import this product from anywhere else. Because soybeans are a crop whose production does not benefit farmers much. In 1 acre, only 1,500 kg of soybeans can be produced, while if we talk about corns, then 6,000 kg per acre. This crop can only be grown where the agricultural land is very empty, such as America. Because the population of America is very low and the land is very large. An American citizen has about 1.25 acres of land, which is 400% more than a Chinese citizen. So for this reason, America not only fulfills the demand for its own food, but even after this, so much land is left where China is exported by importing soybeans. Now it is not that pigs do not eat anything other than soybeans. China was already aware of this danger, and they have also added alternate things to the feeds. Like canola seeds, they are cheaper than soybeans, but their digestion is less. So you have to give more food, which means the total expense is more. They have also tried peanuts or sunflower meals. But they don't have as much protein as soybeans do, for which extra supplements have to be given, which costs more. Now a new experiment is being done in China, in which insects will be farmed. And then those insects will be fed to pigs to meet their protein demands. But so far this experiment is in its testing phase. Apart from this, China is a trade surplus country. That is, China cannot consume all the things manufactured here alone. To keep them alive, they have to sell their products to the world at any cost. The biggest loss of the trade surplus economy is that they have a lot to lose. On the other hand, America, which has become a consumer market, has a lot of options to buy. If they are not from China, they can buy from somewhere else and meet their demands. Donald Trump also imposed tariffs on China in his last tenure. And it was also clearly seen that China was losing the game. And this time too, there are some such expectations. Donald Trump has all those cards with which he can blackmail China. And maybe China also has a good idea about it. During the production of this video, it has been reported that Trump has imposed tariffs on all other countries for 90 days. But China's tariff has increased to 125%. Which proves that these tariffs were actually imposed for China. What is your opinion on this whole matter?